Apparently, I can't go live on Twitter at the same time because I have to have a premium account. So I'll remove that later. But I don't care. We're live on YouTube. So that's all that matters. Got comments coming in. Live. Once again, we're down to another 22nd of the month of February. Everybody down south smashing bass. Everybody else up north is jelly, watching all those giant fish get caught. Again, Florida was going on fire today. I don't know if everybody saw, but Eric Jackson, one of our favorite KBF members of all time, smashed a 25.5-inch donkey today. Holy smokes, EJ. Man, talk about repping the KBF crew. EJ was doing what EJ does and just finding big fish. And there's hard to find better humans than EJ. So Eric Jackson, congrats on the big bass of the Kayak Adventure Series event down there. I wonder if he jumped in the piggyback because I didn't even look to see if anybody jumped in the piggyback down there. So
I've been so sick, I haven't even put it. I don't even know if I put it up, to be honest with you, man. And nobody asked about it.
We'll have to make sure it's up for the Kayak Classic and the Kaz event at Paris, Texas.
He definitely jumped in the Torpedo Top 10 and a couple of other things because he actually called me to be his teammate for the Drew thing. Oh. And I was like, man, I'd love to. I just don't know if I'm going to make it yet. And I was still kind of had delusions of grandeur as late as like Monday that I was still going to try to make it, but I'm coughing up freaking chunks of phlegm that look like aliens still. So, which saying that, I'm going to try to keep this relatively short tonight because I did a podcast 2 nights ago, I think. Yeah. And after I got off of that joker, I took a bunch of drugs right before the podcast to kind of like hype myself up and get in feeling as good as I could. And then I could barely talk for like the next day. So I'm going to keep it relatively low key tonight.
Well, you go ahead and do what you do. I told you I had something on the side I'm doing, but
I got something real simple that I wanted to talk about first. With the Catch 22 Challenge, we get a lot of people that come in through the links that we share. They start competing in the Catch 22 Challenge. They become a member. Then we see them in the members only page, and they're like asking questions, and they're kind of lost. And so for the last week or so, kind of on and off, whenever I felt good between feeling like I got kicked by a horse sessions, I built a page. And if you go to the KBF homepage on mobile, you'll get join, watch, compete. If you go on a computer, they'll line up sideways. But if you click on this compete button right there, it'll take you to this challenge overview page. And this overview page kind of puts all of the opportunities that are available for KBF on one page with links to find out more about each of the series and links to register for the series right on one page. So the easy way to remember that is to go to kayakbassfishing.com and click on the compete tab, or the overview. The URL is kayakbassfishing.com/overview. And then what I'll do is I will start to stylize this page and put some banners and stuff on it to make it look better. But as far as right now, it's a good rudimentary page that's got everything you need to know about all the series. It tells you at the bottom what each series qualifies you for and what percentage of that series qualifications go to what. So it's a good little, like it says in the name, overview page that gives you one-stop shopping. I do got a juicy announcement. I can't announce exactly what it is yet, but I had a call with Lawrence earlier this week, and Lawrence is stepping up and giving me a pretty juicy prize package for all things KBF. Some of it's going to be Catch 22. Some of it's going to be the state challenges. But we're going to be giving away a monthly prize package of a featured unit each month from everybody that completes a successful challenge. And so one of the things that we want to do is start encouraging people to use the challenge button even in the Catch 22, because it helps make people understand what mistakes they're making. I know that there's still people that think the challenge button is some type of like negative thing and that it's some kind of like dick move if you challenge somebody. but it's not. If you challenge somebody, you're doing three things. You're educating them. You're letting everybody else know what's wrong, because people naturally go look at those yellow buttons, and then they go scrutinize what's going on. And sometimes we even get a second challenge where it's something we might not have even noticed, but because people are scrutinizing that photo, they see a secondary thing. And then when you let that angler know, hey, you got these two violations, they prevent themselves from making that same mistake in subsequent photos that they catch the rest of the month. So in March and beyond, we're really going to push hard on the challenge thing. I'll be announcing in the members only page and probably even publicly what the product giveaway schedule is, but we're going to be giving away product. So from everybody that completes a successful challenge from January through February 28th or 29th, whatever the last day of February is this year, I'm going to give away a Lowrance Eagle Eye, the unit that's got the forward-facing sonar in it.
Oh, wow.
I already have that unit in hand, so it's not one of those like wait on Lowrance things. So get out there and get on that overview page and go to all of those series, and I'm drawing a winner for that from all the successful challenges from all the series. So as somebody successfully challenges something, I'm adding them to a list. And then at the end of the month, or at the end of February, I'm going to draw it. And then after that, each month, we're going to have a prize package that we give away by drawing a winner from everybody that submits a successful challenge. And my goal is to get to a point where we offer like a $25 KBF gift card or something like that to every successful challenge. Because if we can get to the point where we somewhat crowdsource our judging, but we simultaneously reward the people that do it, and we get more eyeballs on the fish, it's going to go a long ways towards increasing our kind of the perception of fairness, as well as the extra number of eyeballs that are getting on something is going to go a long ways. And it just creates a lot more transparency. You know, one thing that we've already decided, like we've talked about in the off season last year, is we're not turning leaderboards off anymore. In fact, we're going to leave the leaderboards on and extend the challenge series or the challenge window for 24 hours after the end of that event. And so like for this year, for the national championship and the challenge series championship, we're going to leave the leaderboard on for the challenge series championship while the top 100 for the national championship's going on. And then again, it's everybody that successfully challenges that I'll have a prize package for. So instead of spending a bunch of money on judging and spending a bunch of time between myself and Austin, it just makes more sense to give that back to the community. And realistically, the community is scrutinizing these fish usually faster than we are anyway. So having the ability to reward and offer something as a return on investment, especially when we get into the months where we are having 5,000 and 6,000 and 7,000 fish submissions, it's just not possible for us to keep up with that volume, especially in that first 4 or 5 days, and then again at the end. And so by creating this system this way, you know, we can somewhat community source or crowdsource or whatever you want to call it, the judging of the fish, to where we don't have to score fish that are irrelevant, for one. And we're trying to improve some of the processes for the way the system works behind the scenes with Fishing Chaos. I actually requested a filter to be added to the courthouse to where you can judge fish over a certain size. That way I'm not judging 14 inches until the end. If you've got 5 fish and one of your kickers is a 14, then it's relevant. But for the first half of the month, I don't need to judge 2,500 14 inches. And the reason that we've done it in the past is so that we can call people, hey, you made a mistake. And that's all good. But really that falls down to angler's responsibility, and you should be reading the rules and not depending on somebody else. And if you really want to see how it's supposed to look.
Let me stop you there and give you the prime example of exactly that. Somebody's behind on the current rules, because this comment wouldn't be made if you were updated on the KBF rules for 2025.
What is he saying? I need to get together to standardize the photo standards with them.
I think he's talking about like hand placement and whatnot, but the rules are the same across all the platforms now.
I did that in December.
Yep. So that's a comment from somebody who hasn't read the KBF rules for this year.
I'm at the point now where I have a hard time with the sympathy part because it takes you longer to text me and ask me about a rule than it does to go to the website.
Yep.
And like on the website, I even have a big ass banner that says rules in red, Yeah. So if you can't find it in the 75 places where I have it linked up, every event description, with the exception of the regional series, because I'm working now on that one on the side, and then I'll post it into the event.
Yep.
They all have everything you need to know in the description of the event, which is why the rules say, with the exception of event descriptions, or these specifics will be detailed in the event description. So I can't tell you how many times I get people say, hey, I don't know where to find the identifier. Like, how did you know about the identifier but not be able to find it? Because everywhere we use the word identifier, it's hypertext linked to the identifier. Like, I don't know if people know that or not. But
okay, so Stephen, when you're talking about there's a photo with the ID laying on the fish, we're not changing that. You will have your hand on the fish, and that's all. If Drew does it where you can lay the ID on the fish, that's on them. But other than that, we're still focused on keeping the fish.
I'll tell you what happened with that. I used my own photo because theirs had the picture with the ID on it, but the rules didn't say you could do that, but the photo did. So instead of having a rule where the way that it looked, that's where your ID had to be.
Yep.
Instead of it could be there. I don't like gray areas, so I got rid of that, and you still can't have your ID card on the fish in KBF, but I did standardize the hand placement. So I'm not changing all of my rules to make it less clear, because that's what that rule looks like to me. And I even told Mike Musgrove from TKS that you should take that. They photoshopped it out, but like in bass, they show the identifier. To me, if I see that and I'm a layperson, that's saying where the identifier has to be, not where it can be.
Yep.
So I just don't have the identifier in the photo because I made my own graphic. And Mike used the Bassmaster graphic and just photoshopped out the identifier. And
my biggest thing is if you're, especially with a big fish where it could be questioned, you don't even want your hand on that fish. You want the whole fish visible, because if you go through the fiasco that Ryan went through last year of, we were down to counting scales on a fish to see if there's a duplicate fish. And if you're covering that with anything, you're taking away those fingerprints that a judge can use to, ascertain whether it's the same fish or not. So yeah, KBF's not changing that standard of we have our hand, we can have our hand on the fish. You can have your ID card on your hand on the fish, but don't lay the ID on the fish.
And for the people that are kind of like later to the game, I'll pretend like this is the fish. One of the reasons that we didn't like the pinch tail, there's a number of them, but one of them was when you reach down to grab the fish's tail, a lot of people hold the phone with this hand, so they're reaching across their body to grab the fish's tail, right? Yep. So then if that fish jumps, it's going this way and off the board and off into the water. So a lot of people put their net there. Mm-hmm. We've actually had a photo last month where somebody put their net, and because it angled over, it actually covered right where the mouth was touching the fence. So we couldn't tell if the mouth was touching the fence or not because of that net drooping in the way.
Yep.
So I got away from my hard line in the sand saying I'm not going to let people pinch the tail because it costs them fish and protecting them from themselves. But the big thing with the identifiers, there's a couple. One, a lot of people put their identifier on the fish, then the fish flaps, it kicks, and it throws the identifier in the water. And unless you've got that piece of foam on the back of your tourney tag, and even if you do have it on there, and then water fills up that little bag and all of your ink bleeds and now it's all blurry. Yep. I've had hundreds of people over the years contact me about, hey man, I dropped my ID card in the water and it's all disintegrated. Can I just write the code on my hand? No. So a big part of not putting that identifier on the fish is you really should have that identifier secured somewhere, whether it's an ID holder, a Ziploc bag, inside the tourney tag, and you can put it on your arm or put it on your hand. It's just, it can't be on the fish. Number one reason, the fish knocks it off in the water. Number two reason is people lay the identifier on the fish starts to flop, and out of instinct, they reach down and put their hand on top of it and take the picture, and then their hand's covering the identifier. Yeah. Then they want to argue with me well, if you really look, you can see in the corner of my hand, you can see this letter and over here, and we just don't have time. Every photo's got to be standalone.
Yep.
So I'm not getting away from the ID card placement. So yeah, if the other part, if there's a further need for standardization, they can standardize with us instead of the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, and again, KBF's been around longer than Kayak Adventure Series. If anybody's worried about what they're doing, they could follow the standard of the people that have come before them. You know how it is. Drew's fished every level of KBF event there is. He knows how it operates. So I mean, I get it.
And some people just don't understand. Even with Drew, sometimes it's like, Drew argued with me for 10 years about open mouth. Yeah. And I finally showed him how you could take the fish, bump it up against the fence. And if you move it away from the fence about a half inch and you move your camera over here and take a picture, it looks like it's touching.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why there's a reflective thing on the Yak Attack leaderboard. And that's a big reason why I didn't require the sticker on the fence like a lot of people did, because I used to be able to see the reflection and the anodized part of the fence on the catch board. And if you took contrast on the photo and zoomed it down and then there wasn't a perfect V, you could tell that the nose wasn't touching. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So I'm not getting away. I'm standardized as far as I'm standardizing. After this, there's just too many lessons that we've already learned the hard way for me to go back and implement rules to learn them that all over again.
Oh yeah, 100%. So since we're here for
I do appreciate the concern and pointing it out and
and
all that stuff, Stephen. So I really do appreciate that. But maybe reach out to those guys and tell them, hey, you might want to clarify your rules a little bit.
Yeah.
$204, huh?
So let's where were we at? We got 104 already. We're not even thawed out yet, dude. And we have like pieces of fish.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess that's part of those in some of the counts. And
I got to get down in there and track that down. Somebody put a 0.75 on the count, and it looks like multiple fish. I just got to go find it.
So it looks like in the Unlimited Challenge of February, Thomas White's leading with 44.
Yeah,
which is actually way down from what Tracy did. And
I still have to draw the winners for January for $500 in gift certificates for the Unlimited Challenge. I will tell you that I just updated the payouts from $500 per month to $250 because I got less than 10 people signed up, so I can't pay out double what we bring in entry fees.
Yeah.
Value. So I adjusted it and I put in parentheses it'll go back up based on participation. Much like tonight, we're going to announce 5 $50 gift certificate winners for American Legacy, and then 1 KBF $100 bucks winner. And then as we get more participation, I'll increase the monthly payouts. But while it's kind of, small, last year I went over the top and I did $1,000 every month the first 3 months. And by the 6-month mark, I had kind of blown my wad on everything that I had to give away for the year. And
this year we can actually wait till we're all fishing.
Exactly. And I practically broke even. Plus, I disproportionately gave away a big part of the prize package when a lot of people couldn't even fish yet. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll really ramp it up in April. Well, we'll ramp it up a little bit in April, but we'll really ramp it up in May. So
looking at the Big Bass leaderboard, Dalton Albright, no stranger to the game. He's got 3 out of the top 5 fish. Tracy Joseph's up there, but you see 4 25-inch bass on the board already. And the nationwide, it's still a shootout between Liz and Austin, who's doing what Austin does. And Liz, I think she accidentally joined the nationwide and forgot to jump into Florida, but she ain't starting over again, so she's just doing the nationwide. But I know those are all in Florida, but Austin's smashing there in Alabama. We got Michael Mooney leading in Georgia. Anthony Butvick leading. That says Black Bass, Florida, with Tracy Joseph right behind him. Something
to point out is Mike is leading in Georgia and South Carolina because he's taking advantage of the reciprocal waters thing. And he's buying the ticket for both sides, and he's fishing. So each fish actually counts twice because he's getting to submit it to Georgia and South Carolina. So he's getting 2 ticket numbers. And he's doing the same thing in the state challenges. So if you live in an area where there's some reciprocal waters, pick up your tickets for both waters, and then when you fish, those fish count twice.
Nice. Mac Toon leading there in North Carolina with 87 inches. Of course, these numbers are all start jumping up as the times heat up and, people actually reach the 22 fish. But Travis Hilton leading there in Virginia. Go scrolling through some of the northern states. Shoot, we already got 59 inches up in Massachusetts.
Right? Crazy.
New Hampshire, Judy's already got a few fish on the board. Michigan, Kathy's got some. Teresa Oliver's leading here in Indiana. She's got 3 or 4 fish. By
the way, I spoke to Teresa on the phone when she was having some kind of, I forgot what it was, but she was having a technical difficulty, and she let me know in no uncertain terms that she's planning on laying the smack down on the anglers in Indiana. So I'll throw the gauntlet down for her. She said, I'm going to be hard to beat, just so you know.
There we go.
I was like, hey, I like it.
Well, she's leading right now because there's not many people out on the water. I haven't even been close to getting out yet. Corey Williams leading in Kentucky. Ron Butler Jr.'s, he's got a big bag already at 421. I didn't even put up I don't even think I hit 400 last year, but I'll fish more at home this year. Mississippi, of course, Josh Wells. He's going to be tough to beat, but there's some hammers down there, so be fun to see what they do. Louisiana, Josh Duffel's got the lead. Missouri, Dane Lewis with 234. Doug Keys over there in Illinois. I need to jump into that one, go over to the power plant lake there at Newton. Ott Shaw's leading in Texas, followed by Vincent. Leighton Mouse in Oklahoma's got some fish on the board. So, yeah, it's cool to see through the states. Mark Cook there in California with 214. And then WA got 108 inches on the board already. So, yeah, I mean, they're cooking.
Two
and
things.
Then we go through, you see the regions are starting to come into play too, and that's the combinations of the various.
Yeah, so a couple things I want to point out about the region. So, for one, you don't have to have the ticket for each state in the region. If you have a ticket for the state you're in, it automatically goes to that leaderboard. And JT, if you wouldn't mind, can you pull up the actual KBF regions page? I want to just make a quick note about that series as well. This year we will be crowning a state angler of the year, but we're going to crown a regional champion. And the reason for that is I don't feel like until the race is heavily contested that it should be considered angler of the year. So we will crown a regional champion this year. Now, if you'll scroll up to the leaderboards, I just want to show folks one thing. When you register for the event, you don't need to text me and ask me what states are in each region. If you look right there below Central Region, the names of the states are right underneath it. JT, can you put your mouse over that to kind of show the folks what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, like right there under each region is the states. If you can't, look at the graph at the top and see what the breakdown is. Now, you do not need to go add the ticket for each state. You only need the ticket for the state you're fishing in, and it'll automatically calculate towards the regions. And then down at the bottom, I went ahead and put the state leaderboards because I want people to be able to see the states individually, then see the regional combination. And this series is free. Now, the series is free, and I'm going to be giving away a kayak or maybe even multiple kayaks for this series. I just got to put the details together and update it. But the idea behind this series is we're going to take the best 5 fish from each region over everybody that enters them. So if you don't think you can win, I want to caution you against not entering this series. And here's why. If you only enter the big fish and we only count the big fish, then you're not creating an average. So we need people to enter their small fish averages so that we get a spread of what the competition looks like, and we can create standard deviation tables to figure out that our regions are the best balance that they could possibly be. So I need every KBF member to go enter that regional series and enter your fish. You can just sign up and your fish will blindly just go to that leaderboard. You don't have to do anything special. The one cool thing about Fishing Chaos is if you go to configure selection, you just check all the events you want to submit it to, and whatever event you're fishing in, when you hit submit catch, it'll submit them to all of them. So I need everybody to sign up for that regional series because it's free for all members. It's a benefit, and we're going to crown a regional champion and give away a dollar value in entries for the following year in KBF bucks. And we're also going to give away a really premium trophy package from Catch. Now, I didn't know if I was going to show this or not, but I really want to at least show one of them. I sent JT a couple of these, but I'm going to show you guys one of them.
I know what you're going to show. I'm getting ready to make you big.
We are getting challenge coins made because if you guys don't know this, everything about KBF branding is built off of challenge coins. All of our old trophies, everything about it. So this is the design that Mark Fainer did that is absolutely gorgeous. And this is going to be like a really high-end challenge coin. And for any event that you win with KBF, you will receive a KBF champion coin. And then those champion coins will be used like challenge coins are in the military. And I'll do a web page and some videos explaining this. But there will be a champion coin awarded to the champion for each region, the champion for each state. And then we're going to get some other really high-end premium challenge coins and decals and other things made for this year. But I really need you guys to sign up for that regional series that's free. I would encourage you to sign up for the Torquedo Top 10, even though it is a $10 entry fee. That $10 entry fee is for the whole year. You got 3 chances at a Torquedo prize package over $3,000 and one other additional chance for a $5,000 trailer package from Snake River Lockers, the new premium kayak trailer manufacturer that's out there that Jeff Little just came on board to manage the promotion and marketing, sales, and all that good stuff for. And then I forgot to mention every entry into the Unlimited series throughout the year is also a drawing for an entry for another trailer giveaway. So those two, hey, stop playing.
Can I sneak peek it? No sneak peek. Oh,
sure. Why not? Go for it. But just like flash it. Don't like just hold it up. Yeah. So anyway, we're really working hard on the community, the recognition, the things that make you proud to be a member of KBF and proud of what we do. And my whole goal over the next 2 years, maybe even longer, is to double down and focus on providing the best return on investment for the members we already have. I'll obviously need to promote and market to try to get some new members, but I'm more focused on providing a better return on investment or the best possible return on investment that I can for the existing members, first and foremost, before, the drive to get a bunch of new members. And so
right.
The state record challenge, I need you guys to sign up for that. It's free, but it's a baseline for us setting a record series to where we can get a big promotion going, where we can get a big sponsor on board and have a big payout if you can break a state record. And it's not a state record that you got to break the record for the state. That's from like 1965 when some dude caught it on a, live bait in a whatever. This is the club record. Yep. So you don't have to break the state record that's 72 years old. This is a CPR KBF club record. And ultimately the goal is for that to be the gold standard, and the biggest fish that are out there are caught by KBF club members. So therefore the club record is the record. But for this year, we're going to give away a champion coin. I've shown it before. I've got some of them over there. We're going to give away a champion coin for the biggest fish caught in each state under that Torquedo Top 10. We're going to give away a champion trophy an Angler of the Year trophy for the state champions this year the state Anglers of the Year. And then we're going to give away a regional trophy and for the regional championship, the regional challenge series. And we're going to give away a regional trophy that's going to be like a standard 2-tier, badass trophy that Catch makes for us for trail events and Sportsman of the Year and national championships and the 10. And so we're going to start offering premium recognition for all of our series, even if they're the state challenges and things like that. And for next season, I may be able to pull it off this season, but next season at a very minimum, I'm going to give away a state challenge coin to the winner of each state each month. So the goal is to set the foundation this year, and then next year to just really be the breakout year for the virtual challenges, the state challenges, the fun stuff, the Catch 22. And the cool thing about it is you can spend anywhere from $10 to $75 a month and you're competing in multiple opportunities to win multiple, small prize packages and even mega prize packages.
Right.
And in addition to that, with your membership, I think right now, don't quote me on this, but I think it's pushing $400 in gift certificates that you get for a $25. Just the American Legacy gift cards for $25 every quarter, you get 4 times your.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
literally. And I know people that say, yeah, but you got to spend X amount to do that. But that's, okay, so think about the guys that are giving us this benefit. They got, they're shipping and they're going through all their process. And a lot of times, most people, if they're saving $25 off of something, you're buying a rod, you're buying a reel. So if you're getting $25 off that because you're sending another, 50 or whatever, it's not like you're just trying to say, oh, I'm only going to go buy $24.99 worth of tackle. We're trying to support businesses that are supporting us. So,
and we played with that in the beginning. And the problem was if we did a $25 gift card with no minimum, what would happen is people would be like, well, I paid $25 and I got to pay $13 in shipping. Well, you got to pay $13 in shipping because your cart value is $0.
Yeah.
Because you put $25, but your $25 gift card in there and zeroed it. So now you're paying the maximum shipping. Once you get over that $50 threshold, for most of these companies, you're getting the free shipping and you're basically getting 50% off of that first $50 order.
Yep. So
we could say $50, 50% off your first order, or we could say $25 off of 50. It's the same thing. But not all of them have any restriction, but they're still better than any other deal that's out there.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is giving 50% off of a purchase for anything, much less it being part of a membership deal.
100%. So let me hit you up with a couple of questions. We've got 3 or 4 in the queue already, and I don't want to get them piled up too much so we can keep the show going on. The first question is coming from me. So we're going back to the regional thing. I fish in the I don't remember what we call it, Indiana, Illinois, and those guys, Central, whatever region it was. I should remember the name. I'm fishing in it. So I fish in Indiana, and I joined the regional thing. All the fish I upload from Indiana go into that 4-state region thing. If I pack up and drive over to Illinois, then I need to add the Illinois leaderboard to my thing and upload only the Illinois fish over there, but they still count towards my regional.
Yeah. So if you're in the region, because we also have state leaderboards and we're tracking your location for the catch, when you first go to the event, you need to hit tournament dashboard, get more tickets. You need to add the ticket for the next state.
Yep.
And when you get to that state, before you submit your first fish, you need to open up the app, click submit catch, scroll down to the bottom, hit configure selection, uncheck the state you're not fishing in anymore, and then check the state you are fishing in. So, yeah.
And that way, and the reason why I'm asking this is so it can be explained to you guys. So when the judge goes and judges it, he sees that I'm actually in the Illinois leaderboard submitting to the same region, but they know that then I'm fishing in those Illinois eligible waters. So
and more importantly than that, you don't want those fish you caught in Illinois showing up on the Indiana leaderboard.
Yep.
So then we've got to go through and remove all those tickets. And all you have to do is here. I'll just show you real quick. I'll just make it easy for people. Just do a quick demo. But so for example, if I'm in the Catch 22 challenge and I go to the page, you're going to see this page right here. Once you're registered, you're going to get a blue submit catch button. Okay. I'm going to hit submit catch. Once I hit submit catch, if it's the first time of the day, that's going to pop up. And then you're just going to deselect the ones you don't want it to go to. So let's just say this top one was Indiana and the next one was Illinois. I would unselect Illinois and I would leave Indiana selected. Bada boom, bada bing. Yep. This page right here is how you submit all of your fish, or that one fish, to all of the eligible leaderboards. And so
because you could be in the Torquedo top 10, the KBF state challenge, your month-long challenge, your state record challenge. I mean, there's a whole lot of things going on this year. So, that's where you can go through and pick what you want to be doing.
While we're at it, I'll go ahead and show this. Once you're registered and you go, well, if I'm already registered, it doesn't show the register button anymore. How do I get to enter? I'm in Alabama, so how do I go enter Texas? So you see that button that says tournament dashboard? I'm going to click on that tournament dashboard, okay? Once I click on tournament dashboard and it opens up, At the top, you'll see leaderboards, info, and tickets, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on tickets. When I click on tickets, it's going to say get more tickets down at the bottom right here. See that? So once I do that, I click get more tickets, and then it's going to open up. All the tickets are available just like it did when you first registered. So let's just say that I was entered in Alabama and I was going to go, fish somewhere else, or I forgot the black bass nationwide. I'll just go over here and click that, add that ticket. Now, when I go fishing, I'm going to be submitting to both series. So that's the easy way once you're registered for an event. And as I get smarter on how to set the events up, when I set those events up, like for example, with the Torpedo Top 10, I didn't make it to where everybody had to register again. I just added leaderboards for 2025, pushed the 2023 and 2024 leaderboards down to the bottom, and added the 25 leaderboard to the top. Now, what's cool about that Torpedo Top 10 is, and right now for the last 3 years, you can go look at all the big fish that are being caught. But, give it 3 or 4 years and we've got all of those things in there. It's going to be the most ridiculous fish porn page on the internet. You can go to that Torpedo Top 10 page and just go back for 4 or 5 years and just look at all the massive fish that people have caught. So let's see here. If Chad has the time, the KBF State Challenge has an option for Canada. You mentioned Catch 22 has an option too. I don't see it on the Chaos app. Could someone point me to it? Okay. The Canada Fishing Chaos, or the Canada Challenge Series, is, like you said, is up on the state challenges. It's just that nobody's bought a ticket yet because y'all are still frozen up there. So I hid the leaderboards to get rid of some of the leaderboards for like Montana, Wyoming, Canada, and places like that. And then for the Catch 22, I'll turn it on in March because nobody's ever entered from Canada in January or February. And that's just less tickets that people have to scroll past. So TJ, there will be a Canada ticket for the state challenges. I'm actually going to make a Canada region on the regional challenge page. Somebody actually asked me about this like last week, but I was sick and I was in the middle of a fever sweating it out phase and just forgot about updating it. But there will be a Canada region on the regional page. And then there will always be a Canada option for the state challenge series. And then there will be a Canada option for the Catch 22 as well.
So Liz was like, no idea how to sign up for that stuff. Liz, you got problems, Facebook, call me and we'll walk you through all of it. I mean, realistically, can I
ask Liz a question?
God, no. Here we go.
Here
comes the Navy.
Does she just default to, I don't get it? Because I literally just explained it. I don't know. She defaults to like cantankerous. Like, I don't understand. It's about as easy as it gets.
You go to the KBF club page and we're Catch 22 and the state challenge, all that. You just click one.
It's one hand.
Click.
If we're not doing it on the phone, everything's like just click on it.
Yeah, and when you bring it up, there's the register button and all the stuff and things.
I'll do it one more time. For any event where you're already registered, the register button will be a submit catch button.
Well, she was asking about the regional, and so it's like you just go to the regional page and hit register.
Oh yeah, the region is free. You just register, select the state you're in. If you go to the regions and you select a state,
and don't forget, for our veterans and homeland heroes, you got your own buttons now. You get the premium membership for the ambassador level prices.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. If you decide to change from one membership to the other, you have to cancel your previous membership. So here's where the two things that people have been doing. They've either been getting a second subscription and then they're the 3 or 4 days before the auto renew, then the other subscription auto renews and overwrites it. So I've got to get with them and Fishing Chaos to fix it. Or they join one membership and then they go in to cancel the other membership and it cancels their entire KBF membership. So what you have to do, and I've sent this out in instructions a couple times and post about it on the group. You have to cancel the existing membership that you have first, and anywhere on any plan, on any of the pages, on all of the membership levels. So if you go to Kayak Bass Fishing and you scroll down here to any of the memberships, if you click on a membership or click on the join it button, down at the bottom of each one of these descriptions, let me go back. I hit the button backwards. So
Philip
any of these,
Ryder, the answer to your question is Fishing Chaos is the app that we use. And I'll put that in the chat so you can look it up.
but on
The
all
Fishing
of the
Chaos in the App
descriptions,
Store and the
on
Apple
all
Store.
of the descriptions under each one of them, there are details on how to cancel your membership right at the bottom, right there. So just cancel the existing membership first if you're going to renew, or let it expire and then upgrade to the next one.
Yeah.
But the one way to check your existing membership is to go, the hard way is to go through the dashboard. The easiest way to check your existing membership is you go to this page where the memberships are and you scroll down. And if you have an active membership, you'll have a check mark next to the one that is your current membership. Now, even though I am a lifetime member by default, I buy the premium auto renew membership because I want to make sure that the emails are going out and everything is working right and flowing right. So I do it myself so that I can make sure that all that works. But the one thing you want to do is you want to cancel your membership for a current membership before you buy another one. Otherwise, you technically have two subscriptions because each membership, with the exception of the new 1-year memberships, are subscriptions. So if, for example, you have an auto renew and you don't want the auto renew anymore, go in and cancel it and purchase the 1 year, the one that doesn't say auto renew. And if you're a veteran and you want to go to a veteran membership to get the veteran decals, go to the membership description, follow the steps on canceling your current membership, and then rejoin as a veteran member. Unfortunately, I can't prorate any of the memberships or do any of that. So if you already have an existing membership, I would say maximize the benefit of that membership by setting an alarm or a calendar invite or something for yourself that reminds you, and then just renew it with the new membership before your other one renews.
Now, as tonight's theme is community and camaraderie in the kayak fishing community, this comment really hits home, because that's, one of the points of KBF this year is to make it about, not just the pros, not just the traveling hammers that go smash us all every time we go somewhere, even though it's fun to try to compete against them and beat them, but KBF is getting back into the club atmosphere of being fun and open for everybody. Fish your style in your waters, in your place. But if you want to get out and do some of the local tournament stuff, go find a local KBF club and join them and do in-person events, just like we're going to be doing with the Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club here in Southern Indiana. So
don't get it twisted, though. Here very soon, many of these hammers are going to start showing up on these event pages, and you're going to get to test your mettle against some of the best in the game. And in some cases, those guys are not going to have, as many days to fish as some of the other people. So they may have a hard time competing themselves. So it's going to be interesting. I've already gotten a lot of phone calls, a lot of questions, a lot of, interest. And since it is the way to get to the 10,
that's true. That is the way to get to the 10.
And I think as we get a little closer to the end of the year, when people start realizing, dang, I can get in on that, I can fish my way into the 10, and I got a chance to win not just the $10,000 first place, but $1,000 for making it in, and then an additional $1,000 every hour for that event. Shit, I'm in. So yeah.
Philip was asking about, someone mentioned the Navy. What's up with that? If you're new here,
world's greatest service. That's all,
Yeah. The original service, the founding fathers service, the United States Army, is represented on this side of the screen. And the guys who ride around in the boats are over there. And who I was also referencing was Liz, who's also a Navy veteran. And those two crack me up on more than one occasion.
So I just want to point out
Here we go.
I don't remember seeing a single movie where the Navy was in trouble and called in for infantry to come in and support and help them out. But I do recall pretty much every war movie in the history of the world, a bunch of Army sumbitches getting in a bunch of trouble and calling in air support from the Navy.
So if I recall history, the first actual Navy that I saw George Washington in was being rowed by a bunch of soldiers. But I did see a bunch of all you Navy boys dropping our troops off on the beach on Omaha. So I get it. I get it. somebody's got to be the one that gives everybody else a ride.
Well,
to
those
their,
we dropped off were there to absorb the bullets so that we could run the Marines in behind them and actually take some shit over. Anyway.
But everybody knows we all love each other, and if you weren't part of it, you don't know. It's just one of those things. If you know, and we love every.
And don't jump in if you weren't one, because it's kind of like somebody's making, like when you're going back and forth making fun of you and your sisters or your cousins, and you all are giving it to each other, but then somebody tries to jump in on either side. You're like, whoa, buddy.
And then they all 5 turn on you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
we do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Army's out there wandering around, building tents and digging holes in the ground to poop in, and Marine Corps eating crayons, and the Air Force is ironing their uniforms, and the Marine Corps is, like I said, eating crayons or soaking up bullets. And while all that's going down
anymore, they just have like those jumpsuits. They don't even have to do anything.
Who's that?
I said the Air Force. Do they even wear
uniforms? They iron their blues, and they wear that ascot, that thing, and they have a handkerchief that's all ironed up and stuff. Yeah, they still do all that. But and then the Navy just says, "What do you want us to bomb?
Yeah.
Where do you need us to bomb? You know what I mean?"
And where does the crayon eating thing start? Oh, I'm sure our Marine Corps buddies will be popping in real quick. There's TJ. Thank you. Our Marine that lives up in Canada right now.
I gotta admit, if some big shit needs to be moved, the Air Force has got it. You know what I mean? They really do. They've got some good transportation capabilities via. I've flown my aircraft in their aircraft quite a few times, so that's pretty damn impressive. And like I've said this a number of times, my favorite thing about the Air Force is, for every conflict I was ever involved in, by the time the Air Force showed up, it was reassuring to all the rest of us. And you want to know why that is, JT?
Why is that?
Because we pretty much knew once the Air Force showed up, all the real fighting was over. We could start to relax a little bit. And then
you could take a breath, huh?
Then when the Air Force headed home, we all knew we only had about another month or so before we got to go home. Yeah. So we called them LIFO, which is last in, first out. That was what the Air Force's motto was. It's kind of like that little dude that you got that's a friend that starts the crap at the bar, and then when all the fish start flying he's in the corner. But then once it's all like over, he's like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" He comes in with his chest all bowed out. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't be hating, Air Force guys. I love y'all. I'm just saying. Jason, I'm kind of late, but any word on the knucklehead? Here's the word on the knucklehead. I'll be putting something out around the time that the national championship was going to be in April for what we're going to do with knucklehead in May. So yes, there will be something for knucklehead. I think you're really going to like it. It's going to be completely different from what we've done in the past, and it will culminate in the 2-man team championship the weekend of the national championship for the Hero Cup.
Yeah. So it won't be what you've seen in the past, but a little different spin. Got to mix it up a little bit every year. Find those things that work the best.
Mm-hmm. Keep tweaking it.
They're the chair force. So it's 8:50, and I knew you said you didn't want to stay on late, so you want to do some drawings so I don't keep you too long. Right.
I already did the drawings. I'm just going to run through them. I'm going to post this up so that anybody that needs to screenshot it can, and I'll be posting this and send it out. But I'm going
to. I clicked the wrong button. I removed you. I need to make you big.
These are all $50 American Legacy gift certificates. So all I need you to do is contact me and confirm your email address is accurate in the membership page. That way I can send you the gift code. But the $50 gift certificate winners are Reese Breedlove, Philip McClurry, Michael Sebastian Mara. I just couldn't write the whole thing out. Kyle Jones, Brandon Scott. Each of you guys are going to win a $50 American Legacy Fishing and Outdoors gift certificate. And then I want to say the grand prize winner, or whatever you want to call it, for $100 KBF bucks that you can use for entry fees for the unlimited challenge, the monthly challenges, pretty much anything, up to $100, or you can break it up and do multiple things for $100 is Mr. James Martin. So I will also be messaging this out and posting it in the members only group.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. If you are not in the KBF members only group, please go to Facebook, search Kayak Bass Fishing members only. I'll show you what the page looks like real quick.
And you have to be an ambassador level or above to get in, or I ain't letting you in.
You'll see KBF members only. There's 5,500 members in there. And what you'll do is you'll answer the questions, but there's a code word to join the group that you will get in the email when you become a KBF member. There's an automated email that goes out. If you say you don't get the email, then just go to your spam and search Fish and Chaos, and you'll find the KBF member welcome letter. That welcome letter's got all your discounts in it. And then if you are a KBF member and you can't find that email, go to the members only group and go to this files tab right here. And in that files tab is a document that lists all of the current KBF members benefits. I got 4 more last week that I haven't updated yet. And I got, 3 more last week and 1 more this week. I just have literally been so jacked up. Like when I say that, let me show you something. I got out from under the covers right here to do
this poor dude has been fighting this, I don't know, Rona 2025. It's just, man.
Bro, anyway, I'll get into that in a different video. If you are feeling like crap and you're my age, if you're our age, you're like mid 40s to early 50s, just go to the doctor. By the time I finally went, they were like, dude, if you would have come in a month ago, we could have knocked this out with a steroid and an antibiotic.
Didn't we have this conversation a month ago?
We did, but it was already too late at that point. I'd already dragged my feet for a month and a half.
Yeah,
so I'm going on 3 months now dealing with this crap. So anyway, if you've got that Rice Krispies breathing feeling in your chest, go to the doctor, because right now there's a real danger of having the combination of pneumonia, RSV, and the flu. Which could take your ass out if you're old like us. And so just go to the doctor. That's all I got to say. And
don't wait. Don't hesitate. Go get it done. Because, we're not young and be able to, and the stuff keeps changing every year. So it's not like we could just be sick and, 4 days later it's gone. If it's really getting into you, go get seen.
And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've had COVID. I've had the flu. I've had a bunch of stuff. This pneumonia is like a whole nother.
Yeah. Like, how it is, bro. You get something in the lungs, that's just. And
it just, you can get up and start doing something, and in 45 minutes, you're wiped out. You're like, you literally can feel like you're stuck in mud. You're just like, ugh. 100%. And so luckily for me, I've been able to get a lot of administrative work done. I think I've read, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books while I've been sick. And so, I've worked on and overhauled a bunch of web pages. We've built the regional series. We've updated the unlimited series. We've updated the Torpedo Top 10.
When are we going to see these sweet hats in the merch store anytime?
Man, I just got to take the time to.
I know.
Get down there and
just a reminder, because dude, these are so sweet, and I get yelled at for showing it off. Because I'm one of like a couple of people.
That and the beanies. And then let me just go ahead and show you the decals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot. Maybe Austin took them. Oh, wait, here they are.
Because these new hats are completely legit.
I had some samples done. I don't have the full deal yet, but I'll have them relatively soon. So this is the new state champion coins. And this is not state angler of the year. Angler of the year is going to be, so this is the new state champion coins that we're going to do for the biggest fish caught in each Torpedo Top 10. And I don't know if you can see how the light's coming through it, but it's cut out. So you can see how the cutout is in there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little bit more premium trophy. Looks pretty sweet. And then these are the decals that are going to be going out for the Catch 22. And then for each state that you complete, there'll be a smaller one that's the size of this centerpiece. That's this whole logo, but the size of the centerpiece. That'll be kind of like the football player helmets that go on, or stickers that go on football helmets. But I'm just taking my time and getting all these things done, getting them cleaned up, getting them premium. And then we'll have the beanies for sale on the website, the hats for sale, the decals. We're getting the challenge coins redone like you guys saw. I'm going to get the octagon shaped Catch 22, Catch 5 challenge coins redone, the ones that look like your hat logo. And I've got the orders in for the decals for the memberships for each of the military services. Lifetime member decals are now what it looks like on the store. So those are en route. Let me show you real quick. It'll look like that gold KBF membership decal.
Yeah.
And then that thing that you sneak peeked, those are en route or in work. Those aren't on order yet, but they're in work right now.
Sweet.
I'm expecting to get most of this stuff like dialed in and flowing by probably mid to late March. 100% hitting on all cylinders in April. Blow the doors off of it in May. I'm really hoping to have so we'll have the updated qualification list for everything for January and February at the end of the February state challenges at the end of this month. And then same thing, if you guys look at that overview page, like I said, by going to kayakbassfishing.com and clicking on that compete banner, there's qualifications for each of the series and what you're qualifying for. And there's really only two things to qualify for now: the National Championship and the Challenge Series Championship. And the Challenge Series Championship is the fourth event for competing for Angler of the Year. So it's your best three in any state. That's your fourth one. And then to compete for, one more thing. To compete for State Anglers of the Year. It's no longer ambiguous. So the way that works is you go to the KBF homepage on Fishing Chaos, click on tournaments. When you click on tournaments, you'll scroll down through these series. And I kind of shuffle these around sometimes just to get them in different order. But right here is your overall challenge series for the states. Well, right here, I've already built out all of the states that have more than 20 entries historically. I'm not going to buy a trophy for a state angler of the year that's got 4 people. I don't know exactly what the minimum threshold is. I got to do like a membership revenue minus the cost of activating the membership to get like a break even, if you will, for what it makes sense to do. Right. But I've got all the states already built right here. So I've got Texas, I've got Georgia, California, Virginia, North Carolina, all the states that have already got an over 20 average, they're already built. And so as states hit that threshold, I will add their state angler of the year. But the way it works is you'll go to that page. So for example, the Texas angler of the year, you'll just click on that. And then you'll click on you'll go to the series standings over here. So if you see series standings, you click on series standings and you scroll down to the state angler of the year. When you click on that state angler of the year, it's going to show you the standings for each state. So, I literally sit here for a weekend one time, 14 hours a day, building all these leaderboards and all of these standings and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys understand and appreciate that. And when you sign up for the state challenge series, it's going to start calculating your state angler of the year.
Yeah, so I got you.
In the past, we've done your best 3 for angler of the year. And if there's a tie, you break it at the state challenge series or at the challenge series championship. We're not doing that anymore. It's your best 3 plus the championship for overall AOI. But for the state AOI, it's your best 4, and that's your best 4 in that state. And if there's a tie, it comes down to the highest monthly total, the highest place, then the next highest place, and then after that, if it's tied still, it goes to Big Fish. So
very cool.
Pretty much.
All right, dude.
And there will be state anglers of the year this year.
Very cool. Very cool. Lots of big things. And guys, don't forget too, as you start getting back on the water, start fishing, you're on social media doing your stuff and things, tag KBF in, on Instagram or Facebook. And, they love to reshare your big fish. If you're doing social media, hey, I just caught a giant for my, my April month long. I caught my PB, blah, blah, blah. Tag KBF. Let them also share, your success out with the rest of the world. And, you'll have Mr. Chad Hoover shouting you guys out online. So, all right, brother. Hope you get to feeling better. Maybe the next month you'll be in a little bit better shape. Maybe you'll have got out and caught a fish by then.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
You're going to have to handle next month. Well, we might be on the road. If you end up going to, if you might go into Fort Worth, then we might have to do something there while we're on the road, because that's during that event. So you'll have to keep me posted if you end up making it out there. If not, then you and Austin get to run it next month.
I will literally know at some point here pretty soon, but it would be kind of cool if we could just do this live together.
Yeah.
At the Classic, Yep.
I'll be out there. So, all right, bro. Hope you get to feeling better. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. We'll see you next month.
Thank you, guys. Love y'all. Appreciate the support. And hopefully see y'all on the water this year soon.
Yes, sir.